We are in 2026 and you still do not have a business, you still do not have a side hustle, you still do not have an extra source of income. What are you doing? I always come on here every year, year after year, and be like, have a business, own your life, own yourself, have a source of income, have something going on. Those who take it, they are fine. Those who did not, please have a business. If you're a woman and you do not have money, please, your money becomes, money is power, money is blood. When you have money, you are happy, you have joy, you have this inner happiness that nobody can actually take from you. So you need to start something today. And now people flood my email, be like, oh, now the market is oversaturated, almost everybody is selling something, so I don't know what to sell. What should I sell? What should I sell? I always say that a market can be saturated, okay, but whatever you sell, you would have people who would need it, and there's market for every person. You go to a market, let's say you go to a tomatoes market, so many vendors, yet everybody sells at the end of the day. So do not think because almost everybody is selling something, you will not get buyers for your product, for your goods, for your services. Put it out there, take a step, and God is going to do the rest for you. Okay, so today's video I'm going to give a step-by-step tutorial on how to import products or import goods into Ghana from China. Okay, so this is Gen Z coded because I noticed that most of the people that are flooding my DMs, they want a very short, quick tutorial one-on-one. For now, lately, I'm not even going to give free trainings, in-depth one-on-one free trainings again. If you want in-depth one-on-one training, I'll leave my mail behind. You can contact me. It will come at a fee because knowledge is power, and some of you don't like free knowledge. So let me quickly give this tutorial and then we'll meet again. First of all, there are 5 things that you need to look out for if you want to import product from China to Ghana, specifically China. Later I would come on here and help you guys with how to import from Turkey and other countries, but today we are focusing on China. Okay, so irrespective of whatever you want to sell, first of all, the very first and most important thing you need to do is to research about what you want to sell. You may already know what you want to sell, you may already have the idea about what you want to sell, but you need to continue to research. Okay, it's very important because I personally have had failed businesses. I've had businesses that did not do so well, not because the businesses were bad, but because I did not make my due diligence. I did not research very well. So in order to avoid having a failed business, make sure that you research very well and have sample products to test out before you order for your main consignment. Okay, so for instance, you want to sell kids clothing. Okay, kids clothing sells so well, and there's a business idea out there. If you're out there, you want to sell something, you have the capital, you have the money, research about kids clothing and the niche that you want to satisfy in the kids clothing department. You can pick it out and then work on it and then satisfy that market. Okay, so with kids clothing, for instance, we have the target market, which are kids. Okay, but the target market do not have purchasing power. So what do you have to do? You have to research about the target market you want to satisfy and the purchasing power of the target market. By doing so, what category of clothes you want to sell? Okay, we have grade A, B, C, D mentioned. If you want to supply high quality kids clothing, obviously it's going to be expensive because nothing good comes cheap. You want to sell kids clothing of the highest quality, you have to know that the people that you are going to sell this to are parents, and the parents should be people that are working, people who have the money to be able to afford what you're selling. So you should go in for middle classes. Okay, because the average people cannot afford high or expensive clothes for their kids. So you go for middle classes and people that are up there. Okay, people that have money, the rich and middle classes. These are people that wouldn't afford. You make all this research, you can use your SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and all of that. You can use the SWOT analysis. You can use any other strategic formula to write down your plan and see how you would be able to run your business. If you're able to satisfy all of this, have your business plan ready and set, then you can proceed. Okay, so you get onto the Alibaba app. At this point in my life, I've been into importation for a number of years. At least I have experience, so I really would not advise as a beginner to use any other app or website other than Alibaba. I don't get sponsored by Alibaba, but Alibaba is the best personally. So use Alibaba. Get onto the Alibaba app and search for what product you want. When you are done with the search, make sure that you choose suppliers that have trade assurance. I always say that trade assurance is very vital. You cannot have a successful importation or importation experience on the Alibaba app if you do not use a trade assurance. Trade assurance basically protects you, the buyer. It protects you in situations where a supplier supplies you with fake products or supplies you with inferior products. You can lodge in a complaint with Alibaba. Before, Alibaba would just straight ahead refund your money, but now Alibaba would just serve as a mediator, would consult or contact the supplier involved and make sure that both of you reach an agreement, and your money will be refunded either partially or fully depending on the issue. So trade assurance is very important. Some suppliers do not have trade assurance, so be careful, and always make sure that you chat with the suppliers one-on-one. Okay, on the Alibaba app, you realize that there are some suppliers that are new on the app with 1 year experience, or they've been on the app for 1 year, 2 years. Always choose 3 years and above. I always say that always choose 3 years and above, because somebody that has been on the app for a number of years, depending on what product you want to sell, there are some products that are capital intensive. Okay, so let's say you want to buy or you want to import mobile phones, iPhones. With phones, always go for 7 year plus. Even 5 years, I'm not going to choose a supplier that has 5 years experience. People that have been on the app for the longest time, okay, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you are good to go. But depending on what you want to sell, if it's kids clothing, if it's hair, wigs, if it's any other product, then 3 years is okay. And always make sure that you have a one-on-one chat with a supplier. Suppliers are humans. I mean, the Chinese people out there, they are humans just like us. So if you see, let's say, a footwear that you want to buy, don't just click on the app and select I want 15, I want 20, and then you pay. Never do that. Rather, chat the supplier, send a message and let them know that I want this, I want it in different colors, I want it in different sizes. Try and bargain. My bargaining skills are so strong and very good. Try and bargain with them. These are business people, so obviously they're not going to turn you down. If they want to have a smooth business with you, they are going to bargain. Okay, they are going to accept the bargain depending on how good your bargaining skills are. But then when you are bargaining, make sure that you know that you are bargaining for a quality something. Inquire about what you want to buy. Get to know the grades of whatever you are buying. Okay, so if it's a grade A footwear that you want, and let's say they are putting it out there for 200 cedis, okay, let's say $20 for one footwear. If you are bargaining, before you start the bargaining process, ask them if they have it in other grades before you start the bargain. Because if you do not ask for the other grades, you will think you are bargaining for something that is worth $20, and at the end of the day, you will be like, oh, you want to pay $10 because you want to buy 50 pieces of it. They'll be like, okay, and give a grade C, which is actually $10. So ask for the grades and the prices, okay, before you bargain. So reasonably, if you know that the grade C is $10, you will know that the best price for a bargain for a grade A may be $17 or $16 or $15 and not $10. You shouldn't think you are going to cheat them for a good price or something, because these people are very smart. Okay, so bargain very well and make sure you ask for grades before bargaining. Secondly, what you have to do is payments. So payment process, how do you pay? When it comes to payments, there are 2 things involved or 3 things involved. Either you use a Visa card, you use a MasterCard, you use PayPal, or you get a dollar account. So what I always recommend is it's easier to get a Visa card or a MasterCard. If you have PayPal, fair enough, but if you are from Ghana, it's way easier to get a Visa card or a MasterCard. This is what you're going to use to make payments on the Alibaba app. So with respect to shipping options, when you are done with your bargaining, choose what product you want, selection of product, inspection of products and all of that, and you want to ship them, what you have to do is get a shipping agent. The shipping options that the Alibaba app has is very expensive. On the Alibaba app, some people will be like, oh, Kadi, I saw this product, the product was, let's say, $50, but the shipping is $150, which is very outrageous. The shipping option out there is either DHL or FedEx. So obviously it's going to be expensive, but if you want to do business, you would have to use a shipping company. You'd have to use the services of a shipping company. That's the only way they're going to get it cheaper. Okay, it's going to take 30 to 35 days depending on what company you are using. Okay, so I used to recommend a certain shipping company before Danka shipping to my students. But now please, I'm not recommending that cash again, because that cash has showed me shady and has showed students that I recommended to this shipping company shady. So I'm not going to recommend that cash again. If you're using that cash and it's working well for you, fair enough. But there are other shipping companies that are doing amazing. There's Volman. Okay, now I'm recommending Volman a lot. In this video, I'm going with Volman. If you want a shipping company to use as a beginner, okay, use Volman. Tried, tested, chef kiss, you're going to deliver. So you use a shipping company. What you have to do is you take the shipping address from the shipping company, you give it to your supplier. The supplier will ship to the address of that shipping company in China, and then they'll forward it to Ghana. Everything will be done, and you pay for the shipping fee when your goods arrive in Ghana. Simple and so easy. So with regards to the final step is the clearing. With the clearing, if you are not in Accra, okay, you would have to make payments to your shipping company, and they would send you or forward your products or your goods to you. If you're in Kumasi, if you're in Koforidua, if you're in Cape Coast, wherever you are, they are going to send the things for you. Or you can come to Accra and come and clear your goods yourself. So what the shipping company does is, you as the mini importer, you don't have to go to Tema Harbour, you don't have to go to the harbour to go and sign papers and do anything. They will do all the clearing, pay taxes, duties, and everything, and then you will pay a percentage of it. They'll give you a shipping fee. Let's say 1 CBM is $280. Okay, so if your goods are below 1 CBM, they'll fraction it out, and then you pay a fraction of that 1 CBM equivalent, and you are good to go. And it's always cheaper that way. So this is basically it. Importation is simple. You don't need to start your first import with buying goods worth 10,000, 50,000, 20. No, always start with a sample. Okay, start with a sample, buy something small, test out the system. If it works for you and you are very okay with it, then you can follow suit with your bigger batch that you want to sell. Till we meet again, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Bye bye.